Mrs. Combs with Math Moments. I'm going to talk today about converting fractions into decimals. Very simple process, but you do have to know how to divide. Remember that this fraction bar is a division sign. So what this means is 4 divided by 5. Well, does 5 go into 4? No, it doesn't, does it? So I have to add a decimal. I am going to convert it to a decimal number after all. And I can add zeros after the decimal without changing the value of the 4. So does 5 go into 40? Yes. First I'm going to bring this decimal straight up, right there. And since it doesn't go into 4, I'm going to put a 0. 5 goes into 4 0 times. And 5 goes into 40 8 times. And 5 times 8 is 40, and there's no remainder. So 4/5 equals 0.8. Okay? Here's 3/4. That means 3 divided by 4. Does 4 go into 3? No, it doesn't. So I have to add a decimal. And since it doesn't go into 3, I'm going to put a 0 because it goes into 3 0 times. And I bring the decimal straight up. The decimal in any number is right at the end of the number, right after the numeral. So now I add a 0. Does 4 go into 30? Yes, not evenly, but it does go in there. It goes in there 7 times. And 7 times 4 is 28. And I subtract. And 10 minus 8 is 2. And I add another 0 because it didn't come out evenly. So I bring it down. Does 4 go to 20? Yes, it does. It goes in there 5 times, and 5 times 4 is 20. So there's no remainder. So 3/4 is equal to 0.75. We're going to go over here and try this one. I'm running into problems, running out of room over there. 3/8 means 3 divided by 8. Okay? I'm going to try to write small here because this one's going to take a while. Does 8 go into 3? No. I'm going to put a 0 because it does not go in there. And there's the decimal. I'm going to extend the line here and add a 0. Does 8 go into 30? Yes, it does. It goes in there 3 times. And 3 times 8 is 24. And I subtract, and I have a 6. I'm adding another 0. Does 8 go into 60? Well, not evenly, but it goes in there 7 times. And 7 times 8 is 56. Subtract 4 and add another 0. Bring it down. Does 8 go into 40? Of course it does. 5 times. 5 times 8 is 40. And there's no remainder. Okay. Now, this is 2 divided by 25. Oh my goodness. 25 certainly does not go into 2. Bring the decimal up. Add a 0. Does 25 go into 20? No, it doesn't. So I put another 0. And I add another 0. Does 25 go into 200? It does. It goes in there 8 times. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 2 times 8 is 16, and 4 is 20. And that came out evenly. So it is 0.08. Okay? This is an improper fraction. We've talked about those in an earlier video. The top is greater than the bottom. So I'm going to do this. It means 5 divided by 4. Does 4 go into 5? Yes, it goes in there one time. So we don't have a 0 this time. But it didn't come out even. So I'm going to put a decimal, extend the bar, and bring the decimal up. Add a 0. Bring it down. Does 4 go into 10? Yes, it goes in there twice. Not evenly. That's an 8. And 10 minus 8 is 2. And I add another 0. Bring it down. Does 4 go into 20? Yes, 5 times, and 5 times 4 is 20. And there's no remainder. So 5/4 is equal to 1.25. Let's go over here to the 7/10. I'm going to move it up here. 10 divided by 7. Does 7 go into 10? Well, it goes in there one time. Look at that. That's not right. It's 7 divided by 10. Sorry. Does 10 go into 7? No, 10 is larger than 7, so I have to put a 0 and add the decimal. Bring it up, goes right there, and add a 0. Does 10 go into 70? 7 times. And 7 times 10 is 70, and there's no remainder. So this is 0.7. So that's what you do. That's what you do. When you're multiplying, converting a fraction into a decimal, you remember the divisions up bar, because the division bar, 3 divided by 5, means 3 divided by 5. Does 5 go into 3? No, so we put a 0, add the decimal, bring it up, and add a 0. Does 5 go into 30? Yes, 6 times. So 3/5 and 0.6 are equivalent. To write 3/5 as a decimal, it would be 0.6. So that's the way you convert a fraction into a decimal. You put the numerator inside the decimal box, and the divisor is the denominator. So remember that this is a big division sign, 3 divided by 5. 3 divided by 5. Okay? We'll have another video about converting fractions into percents. So watch for that one.